Hey everybody, how you doing? Once again, yeah, it's me again, it's Charles, and I got another great show for you. So this next guest, we've been just talking off camera, and wow, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of interesting businesses, and I'm gonna let her tell you how to get to that next level. So if you want to know what's going on and how you can, take your businesses to the next level and actually sit back and relax and do what you want to do at your time, you don't want to miss this show. Stay tuned. Here we go. Yes, we're back and welcome to the Charles Matthews Morning Show. And I got my special guest, so let me just bring her in. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm just sitting here relaxed, getting ready for the day. And we've been talking off camera of all the things you do and all the things that you're going to be doing. But before we dive into that, please introduce yourself. Who are you and how'd you get started? Where are you from? Give us some background on you.
Do you want the short version or the long version?
Well, it's a half an hour show, so it's up to you. Let's go.
Okay. So I'm Natasa Nastova Panova, and I came 14 years ago in Canada from Macedonia. So I'm born and raised in Macedonia. I start life from ground here, but I have a background in the army for 5 years. And yeah, well, let's go with the short version.
So hold on, you can't just
It'll take a long time.
You can't just jump over the army part. What'd you do in the army?
Oh, okay. So I was planner for all logistic department in the Macedonian army and general stuff. I'm
Wow.
also an electrician. Let me name it all of the stuff that I have done in my life.
So, Kona, growing up, is that what you always wanted to do? You just saw yourself, I got to get into the army. You didn't. You wanted to be. Well, growing up as a little girl, what did you see your dreams in?
So I'm raised in a family where I had a sister, so my dad probably wanted to have a boy in the family, and raising me I was like a tomboy, like growing up fighting and
Yeah.
name it. And so he signed me in a school for electrician technician.
Wow. Okay.
Technicians. So he was saying like, hey, well, I sign you in an economic, like you will be great there. But you know what? They're renovating the school, so you have to go to the technical school because of the school that is renovated. So when I went the first day, I was the only female there.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
and it was 4 years there. So it was just. I was one in a class and we were two in generations.
Wow. Okay. So do you see how that has transformed you though? Because there's not a lot of.
My dad was an electrician, so he wanted me to be the same as him. Like, he was a great electrician back home. So I believe like he wanted me to go his footsteps. But after I finished the electro technician and I get the diploma, I signed for university and for engineer in a different city. And the war happened in Macedonia. And I saw a great opportunity to sign for army because you got to know, like when you're in a different country, like it's hard to find a job, like especially government jobs. So me, like a lunatic, like in the middle of a war, like, joining an army. And so I was a soldier for 1 year there. Also, my parents own a business back home, so I learned a lot from them, especially my mother. My mother was like a role model to me to help me out to understand how everything goes in life and how you should appreciate everybody in this world and how to say please and thank you and help. Yeah, when I was a little girl, she was sending me outside to help elderly to carry their bags.
Nice.
So when I came to Canada, because I'm used to it helping elderly, and communicate with them. So I was in Northville or Food Basic, one of the stores, and I see an elderly woman and trying to help her out. And I'm very bad in English at the beginning. She called the security on me. And I was like devastated. I'm like, what kind of country is this? Yeah, so I had to learn like here that things is not running as the same as back
Okay,
home. But
okay. But hopefully that didn't change you. So you still help the elderly, right?
yeah, I do in a different way. It's not like I'm like going and picking up the bags that they're carrying anymore because I know like I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay, okay. So you went from there to the army, and then how you leave from now into business?
Oh, well, back home we own a business, trucking business, and my parents had a business for hardwood flooring and tiling and stuff like that. So we were like a warehouse. So my mother was the owner, partnered with another person, and whenever is a meeting, we had to be there because it was a kind of security for her because she was a female interpreter. I can't say the word,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, and um, and then it was good to have her kids around, but it was a great experience to learn through those meetings. And and sometimes like truck is coming at the middle of the night and you have to be there, like
Yeah. Yeah.
help take the tiles out of the truck or the hardwood, like. So
So you,
we were trained to be like, I guess from my mother, like um to have a working ethic. And then she was always consulting with us, like if she had some issue she will speak to us even we didn't know what's going on. But right now, like I'm grateful for having that experience because it's helping me today. So like I say, like if you know the past, you can control the future.
right. And then learning all those trades, all those work ideas, you've taken that now and put into your own style of business.
Yeah, so when I arrived to Canada, I believe everybody asks like, "What's your passion?" and trying to find like, "What's your passion to work in?" So passion usually make like change, like by my opinion, like because life is movement and everything changed through time. So I jumped to knowledge, like I want to learn more and something, like and then more about like anything, like have more experience in life, so I can I can go forward like with knowledge. And like I said, again, if you know the past, you can control your future.
Right.
So when I arrived here, like my only question was like, what do I want to be next? What I want to be like, what do I like to do in life? Like, what do I enjoy most? And I remember like a little kid, like I used to paint, and I love to be surrounded with people. And also growing up, I was growing up only with males most of the time because I was a tomboy. And then like you're like, okay, maybe I can switch something to be more connected with females because it was a harder time for me. It was hard to connect with females. um, and then I started thinking what will be the best to work and what will be I will be enjoy the most. And I took a classes for makeup because I thought about it. At the time I was thinking like, it's something challengeable and then different every day because every person has a different face, and then that challenged me every day. um, you have a person in your chair and then you absorb their beauty, like because everybody's beautiful in this world and there's no ugly people. And then you accentuate their beauty by having these tools, like and and you know what, like when you're like sitting in chair, like when I have a client, you can see like they're coming, like their energy is so low, and as soon as you get their makeup done or hair done, then their energy is raising, like they're happy, they look good, like they want to show the world and all this kind of stuff. So that energy was like my happiness, like sometimes money is a good thing, but at the same time, like I live for those moments when people see themselves in the mirror and then show that energy.
So then the thing is, you started off doing this, but talking to you off camera, you grew. So this
Yeah.
started off now as doing makeup, but then now this company you have is not just you. You have a team. You keep growing.
Yes, I have an amazing team, and I'm so grateful and thankful for them for supporting me all these years. And I listen to them, like, for ideas, and we're all team. We're like not like, like I let them having a hands open, like, and we talk, and then, like my assistant is an amazing person, Tammy. Thank you. Also, my girls are unbelievable. Like, I'm so grateful and thankful for them having in my business. So moving forward with the Pro Makeup by Natasha, for example, I kind of felt that I can do more, and I jumped into photography. So I wanted to produce all my work from scratch. So styling, makeup, hair, and I opened up another business, which is Nastova Photography, and it's focused more on beauty on people. So we do workshops, mother daughter, which I like to connect mother daughters when they're teenagers, and because when you're teenagers, like, they don't want to hang out with their parents. So so I like the teenagers to connect with their parents, to share moments, and like to have a happiness together. We did one workshop in Saint Martin last year. It was incredible. And then I know that they're calling, like, messaging me to do it again, but COVID. And we are gonna do that again next year, I promise. And um, will be amazing, like, to push forward, to give to people, like, more of everything.
So talk about let's stop right there for a second. Let's talk about more about the joining, because I think that's a great idea. Like, the parents, the mother and daughter, this is their time. This is their
Right.
time to get together. And so can you tell us more about the class? So you do, what is it? It's just makeup. You guys have powwow. Like, give us more a little bit
Okay.
about it.
Okay. So it's a 7-day retreat. So the retreat is I like to work with a small group of people, because then you're more giving, and you focus on the people that they're there. So we arrived there. The first day is a free day. Like, we just enjoy the day. Like, we just kind of see where we are, meet each other if we don't even know each other. And then the next day, it's like you wake up and you're flowing with the energy. So you go to the beach, you hang out, like, and then you talk to the mother daughter, like what you can do right now,
Right.
like, that you haven't done with your daughter, right? So they flow in ideas, like, to kind of do something that they never done.
Mm-hmm.
uh I don't know if I can say this loudly, but
Yeah, they
it
have fun. They have fun together. It opens up things that they would never talk before. They
yeah.
talk about it. They the girls feel comfortable talking to their mom about different
uh,
situations.
about everything. Actually,
Right.
at the very end of the retreat, they had to write all the memories on a piece of paper, because they couldn't handle it. Like, every
Right.
day was something. We had a great person that was helping us there, Marley. Thank you. So she was driving him around, and then you feel like it's not just like you're in San Martin, like stuck in a resort, for example, but you are traveling around. Like, you're going to beaches. You enjoy how people. We were in San Martin helping children their festival. So we joined the festival. We paid tickets, so for good cause, and we were dancing with the locals. It was not like you're stuck in a resort and this is what you do. We are basically experience how people live in a different country and how they're enjoying their life. And then you be part of that enjoyment. And when you're part of that enjoyment, then your perspective shift from Canadian lifestyle, like how your perspective is here, to a perspective in a different culture and country. So yeah.
So I like that part because now in this day and age, we don't have time for bonding. Kids are on their tablets. If you're a working mother or working parent, you're always on the phone doing business meetings. So this is your time away for one-on-one to get to know your daughter again, to bond with your daughter again, and have that open relationship. So that is a great event. So when
I also have a 14 and 11, that I have a teenager, 14 and 11 will be next year, but 12, I mean, it's going to start being a teenager.
Yep.
And I know how important it is for the kids. And I know so many people on Facebook asking me, how do I travel around the world without seeing my kids for 7 days or something? They see me judging me. Oh, well, you're traveling around the world, but you're leaving your kids. But at the same time, my kids, they can take care of themselves, because the most important part for kids is to be independent. And yes, I'm 7 days away from the country, but other 3 weeks I'm home with them, driving them everywhere, being with them. Even I'm away, I still talk to them, I still communicate with them. But it's the same as you work. You probably don't see your children more often. For example, if you go early morning to 4 or 5 o'clock at work, but I'm all day long with them. I'm working from home, or if I'm away, 7 days, again, you communicate with them. So I think I'm more spending time with my kids than anybody else. When you see posts online oh yeah, she's here, oh, what about her kids,
And plus, if you do the bonding rituals a lot,
I can't hear you.
I said if you especially do a lot of the bonding, then you'll do a lot of bonding with them. Then it makes up the time that you are away, because you've bonded and did the one-on-one. So it does work from there. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. But when we come back, what I want to go into now is we were talking about how you want to help other people, other businesses, and other people get into their business, because you found out a way to enjoy your life with your kids, but have a great business. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how you can help other people with their businesses. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online go to cmjent.com. Yes, we're back. And then just to ask you the question, are you like me? I'm just itching to get out. We both do special events. We both are in the industry. I just can't wait to get out and do an event. How about you?
Same. I'm actually stuck in here. I feel stuck, but at the same time, I enjoy this time because I can re-energize myself into what next I will do.
Okay.
Yeah. So this period, I was using it to learn some new stuff. I was sewing. I was helping people with masks, and stuff like that. So yeah,
there you go. So let's talk about off camera. We were talking about how you want to help other people when you find people that come over and all the languages. We talked about, speaking different languages and helping people get into what they like to do. Can you talk about that a little bit?
What do you mean?
You said you wanted to help people with their businesses. Remember we were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Well, I'm helping a lot of people with businesses, and I also have a lot of people from everywhere messaging me about when they're stuck and stuff, but and working with students as well, and working with lots of people. It is kind of people want to do business, but they don't want to do the work. So Elon Musk work like 200 hours probably, and he says like if you want to have a success, you have to work.
Right.
Like you can't like it's not going to happen overnight. Like yeah, you work hard maybe the first 3 years, but then you're relaxing. Like I mean, it's not relaxing. You still have to work, but you organize your work how you want to be. Like that's what happened with me. Like it started with Pro Makeup by Natasha. Then I was like, oh my god, I don't have time. Like like I have to run everywhere. I have to do something, and then I open up another business. But at the same time, like I had to disconnect myself from the first business in order to work on the second business. So it teach me that okay, it's not end of the world if I don't show up here. Like it's actually working very well. And then I start like organizing my time to be able to travel and to be able to do business at the same time and spend time with my family. So my like I help people, and if any questions like pop up in my Facebook, for example, I help them out on a daily basis with ideas like how to do things. And then like sometimes I think like they have to be tuned into what they want, and then is their passion, not because of money. Like money is great, but money comes afterwards. Like sometimes like you have to work like 3-4 months without any receiving of money, and then that's the issue, because people are like, oh, I don't get money. Like money comes. Like you need to see the future, like in your mind, and start working towards that future. And only probably like if you push a person. I had a one girl that I was in New York, mentoring in New York. She also had a makeup artistry, and I was helping her out, and she couldn't figure it out how to be on her own. So I help her out to do certain things, like and guide her. So now she's doing great.
Nice.
So sometimes like I am maybe pushy, like when it's business stuff. If this is what you want, you have to do certain things, and then I won't say like, oh, poor you, like yeah, you can't do it. And
So
then I also like don't like when people are, I mean, this like when people are like complaining, oh, I couldn't do it because my kids, or I couldn't do it this. But wait a minute, I have kids too. So no excuses. When you're deciding, like in your mind, that you are going to do business and you are ready for it, just go for it and don't give up. And then you wake up in the morning and put 8 hours into the work every day. I guarantee you that you're going to have a success.
nice. Nice. All right. So it's all about taking that time. It's all about setting your goals. And once you set your goals, then, you can, I think a lot of people, when they have one business, they're afraid to let go a little bit, because they're like, oh, if I let go, then it's not going to survive. And if I step away from the business, it's not going to do well. But what you're saying is that if you set things properly, you can step away a little bit. You can open up more businesses. You can spend more time with your family, because once you get a structured business, then you can move on from there.
Right. And then it depends on how you structure. I kind of find like my struggle was when I had to let go of my first business and then start doing different things. And I will wake up and I will stare at the wall like a lunatic. And then I'm like, oh my God, how, like I'm emotionally attached, because it's not just my kids 11 and 14. I have another baby that it's my business. That's how I
Right.
treat my businesses, that as my own kids.
Right.
And when you let it go, it's like, oh my God, like but then it's the same thing with the kids. Like when you let them go, even when for example, my son will be like, oh, I want to be an earth ranger. What do you think, mama? Are you going to be happy with it? And I'm like, are you going to be happy? It
Right.
doesn't matter if I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy too. So
Right.
I don't want my kids to do what I'm doing. Like I want them to be happy, and whatever that happiness means to them. Because what makes me happy, that doesn't mean that it makes you happy, like,
Nice.
or
Exactly.
makes them happy. So when you let them think on their own, even in the business, then everything goes better. Like you have to trust the people you work with. You have to inspire them and help them out if they're stuck in something, or talk to them if they did mistake, or I mean, and then things happens. Like, you can't just control everything. Like, you got to let it go.
Nice. So this is what we're going to do right here is put up her website one more time.
Sure.
And then we're going to put up her email. So if you have any business questions, don't forget to log on right there. Send her a little note, ask questions, because she is a person that's helping other people. You heard her first story. She's willing to help an old lady with her bags when she first came here. So she's willing to help you in your business. So don't forget to give her an email and ask her. And don't forget, when this is all over and we are getting weddings again and we are getting married, or you have a special event or you have a corporate event and you need your makeup done, make sure you log on, give her a link on her website. It's right there. And her team will come out and make sure that everything is set to the T. Now, if you also need photography, she only does specialty photography. So you can link her as well. And so only specialty photography. She has a team, but if you want her herself, make sure you email her directly and give her all the contacts. There we go. So before we let you go, we'd like to do something right here. It's called the Queen Wave. This is your opportunity to say hi to anybody.
Oh, I like that. Now, you could have told me that. I could have get my crown. Damn it.
This is your opportunity to say hi to anybody you want to say hi. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you for all this opportunity, Charles. It was great talking to you, and thank you for all of the people that listen to me today and will listen probably, and we can share it. Here's my crown. You all are beautiful, no matter what. Make sure when you wake up in the morning, give a gratitude to yourself first. Tell yourself how beautiful you are, so you can reflect love to yourself in order to share love with the world on a daily basis. And when love is shared, like, we all going to be connected.
There you go. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Thank you so much for being on the show. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Listen, great person. We were talking off camera. She's inspired. She has a lot of help. But one thing that's coming up that we do want to notice is that she has a special event coming up. And I'm going to put that up right there. So don't forget, she's going to be speaking pretty soon. So you can go to the website. She and some other business women are going to be talking about different things in business. You can go there, and I'm going to put up the link. If you want more information, please don't hesitate. Go right here, Immigrant Woman in Business, to find out what she is speaking on and what is next for her. All right. So inspired. And we have one message. I want to put that up as well. There you go. Thank you for watching. Like I always say, you didn't have to watch, but you did. But I thank you so much. You have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.